Assalamu alaikum. This is the first lecture about introduction to software engineering. In this chapter, you will learn some points. You will learn what does high-level language mean, and compilers, history of C language, and the C standard library. So let's start with this point. What does high-level language mean? Here, a high-level language is any programming language that enables development of a program in much more user-friendly programming context and is generally independent of the computer hardware architecture. So these are some examples of high-level languages like BASIC, Fortran, Pascal, C, C++, C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, and Visual Basic. Now let's go to the second point, compilers. In computing, a compiler is a program that translates computer code written in one programming language into other language. So a compiler here translates a high-level language program into a separate machine language program. This figure shows how a compiler is used to transfer the high-level language program to machine language program. Let's start with source file. Means here a file containing a program written in a high-level language means that the input for a compiler. And compiler here means a program that translates high-level program in a separate machine language program. Object file here means a file of machine language instructions that is output of a compiler. Linker means a program that combines functions into library. And loader means here program that loads instruction into RAM. History of C. Now let's go to know some information about history of C language. C, a programming language, was developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie. Initially, C language was developed to be used in Unix operating system and used to write modern operating systems. By late 19th and 17th, C had evolved to traditional C. Standardization, many slight variations of C existed and were incompatible. A committee formed to create ambiguous machine independent definition. A standard created in 1989, updated in 1999 and 99. The C standard library, C program consists of pieces called functions. Here, a programmer can create his or her own functions. So there is advantage, which is here the programmer knows exactly how it works. Disadvantage here, time consuming. Programmers can use the C library functions, so can use these as building blocks. Avoid reinventing the wheel if a pre-made function existed. Generally, best to use it rather than write your own. Library functions carefully written, efficient, and portable. Here, this is a program, C language. This is simple C program. This is a program to print some statement or words like hello and what. Here, let us explain this program. Here, hash include studio.h means here this code shows the import of a system input output header or standard file. Here, every program in C language must have a function called main. This is where program execution begins. Integer here indicates that main returns an integer value. Printf is a library function to send formatted output to the screen. Return 0 here indicates that main returns a value of 0 to the operating system. A value of 0 indicates that the program successfully terminated execution. So if you use the printf function without written #include studio.h, so the program will not compile, and all executable statements in C language end with a semicolon. C programs are made of functions, means all program of C language contains many functions. It's called sub functions, or we can so one program can contains many functions, two functions, three functions, or etc. So it can contains many functions, and it calls sub functions. Preprocessor directive lines that begin with a hash are called preprocessor directive. For example, the #include studio.h directive causes the preprocessor to include a copy of standard input-output header file studio.h. This header file was included because it contains information about the print functions that is used in this program. There is another example, #include math. This is for mathematics operations. Syntax of preprocessor directive. Here, syntax #include standard header file example, studio and math. #include directive is still the preprocessor where to find the meanings of standard identifiers used in the program. These meanings are collected in files called standard header files. The header files studio.h contains information about standard input and output functions such as scanf and printf. Descriptions of common mathematical functions are found in the header file math.h. And we will investigate header files associated with other standard libraries in later chapter. Here, #define directive for creating constant macros. Here, the C preprocessor is notified that it is the replace of use of the identifier name by value. C program statements cannot change the value associated with name. Constant macro is a name that is replaced by a constant value before the program is sent to the compiler. Program header comment. A comment is a descriptive text used to help a reader of the program understand its content. So a comment must begin with the character /* and end with the character */. So this is important. There are called comment delimiters. You can here also write one line comments using double slash. The program header comments always comes first. This is an example of comments. Here another program in C language. Here their comment, it's color green. Here I have three values, value 1, value 2, and product. And this program to multiply two values. Here scanf here In C program language, scanf is a function that stands for scan formatted string. So now the output will be multiply two values, value 2 and value 1 and value 2. Here variables in C, there is many types of variables in C language, like naming variable, declaring variables, using variables, the assessment statement. So let's start with what are variable in C. Variable in C have the same meaning as variable in algebra. In algebra, that is, they represent some unknown or variable value. Here you have to remember that variables in algebra are represented by a single alphabetic character. Here variable, another type of variables. Here the variables in C may be given representations containing multiple characters, but there are rules for these representations. Variables names in C may only consist of letters, digits, and underscores, maybe as long as you like here, but only the first 31 characters are significant. May not begin with a number here, and may not be a C reserved word or keywords. This is important point. Here I have some reserved words or keywords in C++. You don't have don't use these keywords like variables in your program. This is important. This is rule. If you use for example integer as variables, the program will give you wrong or mistake. So you have to be careful for keywords. Here sensitivity. C is case sensitive. Yes, it is matter whether in identifier such as variable. It matter whether an identifier such as a variable name is uppercase or lowercase. Example here, area. Yes, there's case sensitive here. All are all seen as different variables by the compiler. Naming conventions. C program generally agree to the following conventions for naming variables. Here begin variable names with lowercase letters. Use meaningful identifiers. Separate words within identifiers with underscore or mixed upper and lowercase. For example, surface area, surface underscore area, or so be consistent. Here which are legal identifier. Here some examples for that, and thank you for your listening.